Actually, your emails are not supposed to sell your work. This is the Sales for Nice People podcast, where ethical entrepreneurs learn how to sell more because of your values and not despite them. I am Martin Steller. I help nice people sell more. And it is very easy to get ghosted because you're making your emails do the wrong job. Here's what I mean. A lot of my clients and a lot of my students fall into the trap of trying to be overly complete when they're sending an email. There is notions in there. There's argumentation. There's compelling arguments. There's questions. And then your buyer receives this email and goes, yeah, interesting, relevant. I'll get to it later. I'm busy now. And later often becomes never. What's going wrong at that moment is that you're trying to make your email do a job that it's not for. When you send a follow-up, when you send a message to your buyer, when you need to get in touch with them, your only purpose, the only goal of that email is to get a reply. Because the worst thing that can happen when you're in a sales conversation is for the other person to ghost you, to not get back to you. Then the conversation stops and then nothing is moving. And then all the time that you have spent and put into generating that lead is wasted time. All the money in your content marketing, your advertising, your networking, your traveling is gone to waste simply because the conversation stalls. Why does the conversation stall? Because you're trying to make your email do a job it's not for. Your email, each time that you send something to a buyer, has one primary goal, and that is to get a reply. Now, the more information and content and arguments you put into the email, the easier it is for your buyer to go, yeah, I'll get to it later, or to not really know how to answer, or to not really know how to say no, or to redirect the conversation. And in all those cases, the only thing that happens is that you get ghosted. The conversation stops. Your sale isn't going anywhere. So when you send an email, make it as simple and short as possible. And for God's sake, ask questions. Make your buyer think. Make your buyer respond to a relevant, pertinent question that has to do with the problem that they have, the cost of keeping the problem, and the change that would result if they were to solve the problem. Because now you're sending an email that is actually helpful because you're making your buyer think. And it is 100 times more likely to get you a reply, which will then automatically lead to further conversation, probably to a meeting and even to a sale. And none of that is going to happen if you make your email do the heavy lifting of trying to convince and persuade and have your buyer buy into your ideas. Keep it simple. Ask questions, get a reply, and take it from there. This is Sales for Nice People. If you want to learn more about those questions and how to ask them, check out my book. I just published it last week. I think you'll find it massively useful. And questions are a fundamental element of the entire Sales for Nice People methodology. You can get the book if you go to martinsteller.com/book. And I'll see you again tomorrow.